Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 238 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit and sometimes crochet, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have all of you here with me today. It is Saturday, December 20th, 21st, 20th. What day is it? 21st. Oh boy. I don't even know what day it is. Oh boy. Anyway, I think it's Saturday the 21st of December 2024. And it's a gorgeous day out there. It's cold, which is fine. It's relatively clear. We had some snow overnight. So I'm looking out the window to see it's pretty much mostly melted now, but we did have a little bit of snow overnight and a bit this morning. So that was kind of nice. And bright blue skies now, some puffy white clouds here and there. So it's a nice day out. I can stay indoors, so I don't care what it's like outside. But it's nice and cold, so it's a good excuse to pull out the woolies and bundle up under a blankie later on today. So if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming by and checking out what's what with this channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me today and hope you enjoy it and come back for more shenanigans. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back week after week or day after day if you're watching my Vlogmas stuff. I'm so glad to have you back here week after week to see what kind of nonsense I'm up to. I appreciate every single one of you who comes by and spends some time with me every week. If you've not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would. It helps my little teeny tiny channel. It helps YouTube be able to show, or it helps me in the algorithm, I think. A little bit. Every bit helps when you're a teeny channel. But anywho, I'm just so happy to have you here with me week after week, day after day during my daily video stuff. So, this might be a short episode, but we know what's happened a few other times when I've said that, and I've clearly lied to you. Just kept talking and talking and talking. And I'm already rambling, so who knows what's going to happen. So anyway, I've only worked on 2 projects this past week. That's probably not a surprise, especially if you've been watching my Vlogmas videos. You can see that I'm only working on 2 projects. My Advent socks from Freckled Whimsy and my Radvent cardigan. And that's also using up an Advent calendar. So that's all I've been knitting this past week. I'm itching to cast on something new. I'm getting very close to being finished with the Advent socks, so I might cast on something new on Christmas Eve. Stay tuned, I'll let you know. Just having a cup of tea. It is peppermint chocolate mint something. It's quite nice. I quite like it. It's in a package of loose tea that the hubby got me one year for Christmas or my birthday, and it's really tasty. So, what have I been working on this past week? 2 projects. The first one are my Advent socks, and this is using yarn from Freckled Whimsy, and this is her Advent skeins of yarn. They come in 2 50-gram hanks, and then I just wound them up into 2 50-gram balls. And here's where I am now. Let's get this all untangled. Spoiler alert, I've done day 22 already. I snuck ahead just a day. I'm resisting the temptation because I'm so close to being finished with these. I'm resisting the temptation to just keep going and finish them. I might still keep going and finish them. We'll see. Stay tuned, see if I behave myself or not. But these are the colors so far. I love the colors in this yarn. This is just so loud and bright and gorgeous. Absolutely love it. I'm doing them 2 at a time. I'm using my toe up 2 at a time toe up sort of shorty socks, which I am still planning on doing a pattern, writing out a pattern and doing a tutorial for that. I'm hoping I can get that up and posted sometime the first half of January. We'll see. But that's what I'm hoping to get done. So here's where I am so far. So the toes, heels, and the little last bit on the cuff are done in bare, and then the rest is using the Freckled Whimsy yarn. Now I'm doing it so that I will do the socks starting with day 1 or stripe 1, and I will do 24 stripes, the 24 different stripes. Then from that point on I will do whatever more I need to do in bare to have them the length I want. And right now it looks like it won't be too many rounds that I'll have to do in bare. When I saw you last week, if you're not following this daily, I was down here where the stitch marker is. And since in the last week I've finished the rest of the gusset increasing, I did the heel turn, heel flap, and I have 3, nope, Karen can't count today. I have 4 colors added onto the leg, and I love these. So what the plan is, once I finished up to day 24 and switch to the bare yarn, I will take each of these skeins and I will wind it into a ball, and then I will start a second pair of socks. Since I can do a pair of sort of shorty socks using bare toe, heel, and part of the cuff in the bare yarn. 50 grams gives me just the right amount of length for a pair of socks. So this was a total of 100 grams, so I can get a second pair of socks out of this. So what I will do is I will start from the opposite end. I will start from the inside of this cake of yarn, and I will do a second pair of socks. So what will happen is the second pair of socks will have the reverse color sequence. So these colors will be on the leg, these colors will be on the foot. So they will look like 2 completely different pair of socks out of the same skein of yarn. It's just I will reverse the 24 color sequence so that my last color here will be my first color here for the next pair. And I'm thinking that once this pair is done, I might get going on those right away, because I kind of like getting them done both fairly quickly. The first ones, this is my 3rd of her skeins that I'm doing, or the Christmas, the Advent skeins, and the first skein I used, I did the first pair, then I did the second. I started the second pair almost right away, and I got them both done relatively quickly. The second time I did the first pair, and then I didn't do the second pair, and it took a long time before I got around to casting on the second pair because there was all these other new and shiny things to play with. I think I'm going to get started on the second pair pretty much right away once I'm done. So those are my Freckled Whimsy Advent socks. I love them. Absolutely loving the color sequence. The only thing I did differently, and I wished I had, in hindsight, wished I had done a little bit differently, is each of the colors are going dark, light, and so on. Well, the darker color here wasn't a full length of the color, so I started on the light. And I didn't know at the time that they were following that light, dark sequence all the way through this skein. So my last color, I've got this bright green, then there's a lighter yellowy green, and then I'm going to have the dark blue. For the second pair, I'll probably try to start it with the light green and finish with the 2 blues side by side. we'll see. We'll see what the colors look like once I undo or redo the whole skein of yarn. We'll see how it comes out. But I'm loving it. I've kept up. As you can tell, I'm a day ahead right now, but I will try to refrain from doing the next 2 color stripes, undo one on Sunday, one on Monday, and then, no, that's the Sunday day already. Do one on Monday, one on Tuesday, and then finish the cuff on Tuesday, and then they're done by Christmas Eve. And then I can cast on the second ones on Christmas Eve, unless I want to try a different skein of yarn on Christmas Eve. I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll find out. My other work in progress is my Radvent cardigan. Now typically when you do a pattern, or a sweater pattern, people joke around saying that they do the body and then they're on sleeve island because they have all the sleeve to do. Well, this one you do it differently. You start with the sleeve. I started with both sleeves. I did them 2 at a time, and now I'm doing them in tandem. So now I'm on body island, and I'm not a dainty sized girl, so body island it's a decent size island. So I have the sleeves are done, and I'm now at the point where I've added some length to the side. So the sleeve will come out like so, and then you have this little add-on part, and then you go back and forth to do the body. And then you just keep going from one side to the middle of the back and the other side to the middle of the back. This is a pattern by Ambo O'Brien, in case you are unfamiliar with the pattern. A lot of people have heard of it. But I'm using a advent calendar from Felicity Yarn Studio, and it's working up beautifully in this pattern. I'm absolutely loving this advent calendar. So I'm just ready to add day 8, and I've opened day 21 already. So I have a ways to go. I've only done this much on the body. So that's just going from the side, so I got to get all the way across to the middle of my back. So I have a ways to go on this one. And I'm almost thinking maybe I should not cast on something new and focus on getting this one done, so I can start the new year with only my 2 other cardigan patterns as works in progress starting the new year, instead of having a 3rd one. I'd like to get this done before the year is done. I don't know if that'll work or happen. But so I did the cuffs in Bear. I will also do the waistband in Bear, and the why can I never remember what that's called? The button bands. Oh my goodness. I will do that in Bear yarn as well. So I'm really enjoying this. It's been a really fun knit. You can see the colors. I'm really enjoying these colors in her yarn. They have just been a lot of fun. And I do have both sleeves are done, and I'm on to the body on both halves. So that is coming along. It's coming along nicely, but it's also taking a while to get done. So that's it for my knitting content today. Like I say, I've spent all of my spare time this week working on those 2 whips. And other than that, there's just been work things and Christmas things all going on. Sorry if I just slurped there. So this past week has been busy. Saturday we had Christmas dinner with a bunch of people from church, where my hubby works. Sunday was our typical Sunday. It's busy. Monday and Tuesday I was getting the rest of almost all of my grading done. I had two of the classes I teach are strictly online, so those final assignments were coming in on Monday night and Tuesday night, so I got that part done. On Wednesday, my last class, which is face-to-face in residence class, that class wrote their final exam, so then I had to get that graded. So all my final grades, everything is graded, all the final grades are submitted. The semester is done. I had all of that finished by, I think it was about 1:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday. So the semester is done. Thursday, we were puttering around, had some errands and things to run in the morning. I had Tuesday morning I went and got my hair cut. Doesn't look much difference, it still does its own thing. Thursday morning I had a dentist appointment just for regular cleaning. That was fine. Thursday afternoon I went over and visited with my sidekick at work, and we spent 3 hours just yakking. It was a really nice time. Friday I relaxed most of the day, did some knitting, of course. Then in the evening we went and checked out a live nativity scene up at this church, about a 20-minute, half-hour drive from our place. It was really neat. They had a zebra, they had some sheep and goats, they had a calf, they had all kinds of birds, chickens and pigeons and doves and oodles and oodles of birds. And they had a camel. So it was a lot of fun. We walked around and looked at and pet. You could pet all the animals. The only one I didn't get to pet was the camel, because that one had a huge lineup. And I couldn't be bothered waiting in line to pet a camel. So we did that, and then we went and drove around our part of our town looking at Christmas lights. There's this one house. It's in my Vlogmas video last night. The lights they have on their house are unbelievable. We sat there for about 20 minutes just watching, because it cycles through all these different things. It was just amazing, absolutely amazing. I wouldn't want to see their power bill for the Christmas season. I would not want to see that. Probably when they lit up their yard and the house, it's just got all these different lights all over the front of their house. There's a bunch of things in the yard. It reminded me, and I was sure that it would have been when they turned the switch on. It was probably like that scene in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with the little things, and the last one in the end is just spinning out of completely, and all the lights in the neighborhood dim. I think that house probably does that. It has that same effect. But it was really gorgeous. It was something else to see. So we went and did that last night. Today I've just been kind of relaxing, doing a bit of knitting. I have a thing in the slow cooker for supper, so I'm looking forward to that. It's just chicken with corn, black beans, and salsa. And then once it's all, you shred the chicken up once it's cooked, then you put cream cheese in it, and it just all melts together, and it's so yummy. So that's for supper tonight, and leftovers tomorrow. And I think that's about it. It's going to be busy this week coming up with everything leading up to Christmas. I still have a few things to do for shopping. I'll get that done on Monday. There's just some things I want to pick up for the hubby just locally. So get that done. And on Monday, we have to get some groceries and grocery shopping done. Christmas Eve will be a relatively quiet day. We're going to, we always like to do for Christmas, we do seafood instead of doing ham or turkey or something like that. So we need to pick up some crab cakes. I want to get some breaded shrimp. I want to get some scallops. And I'm also going to make some shrimp fried rice. So we'll have that for supper. It'll be early. We'll probably eat around 3 because then we have the candlelight service at church on Christmas Eve. Then we'll come home, relax. Christmas Day we will plan, because it's just me and the hubby, so we don't have to worry about a whole bunch of other people or any of that stuff. We are going to be going to the church, or the house, the house right next to the church that the church owns. We're going to go there for the afternoon on Christmas Day, just for anyone that's alone on Christmas. They can come by and just have someone to spend a bit of time with. We'll just have just snacks and things out. If no one else comes out, I'll have my knitting. Hubby will have we'll have audiobooks. We'll just sit and relax and eat snacks ourselves. Boxing Day, there's the Canadian coming out in May, because they don't really talk much about Boxing Day in the US. We're setting up a sibling conference call with the hubby and his 2 brothers and 1 sister and their spouses, and the 2 of us. We all get together on Zoom or some type of video chat thing. So we'll get together, it'll be 11 o'clock Thursday morning, our time, and just sit and yak, probably for like an hour, hour and a half. So that'll be nice. And then I think by the weekend we're getting back to normal. So that's the plans for us coming up. So I'm going to go and get the editing on this done. I will get back to working on the body of the Radvent cardigan and just relax, go check and see what my salsa chicken is doing. It's been in the slow cooker for about 3 hours on high, so it should be getting a little closer to cooked. It'll be another 2 or 3 hours before it's done, so looking forward to that. And otherwise, I think that's it. Olive and I wish you a very Merry Christmas. I don't think I won't see you in podcast form before then. I will be putting a video up next Saturday as well. The first Saturday in January, I'm not sure if I'll do a video then or not. I'll talk about that later. But I will be putting out a video next Saturday coming up. So between Christmas and New Year's. So if you're not following the Vlogmas videos, have a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, and I will see you guys again in a week. Bye everyone.